Hi everybody, I'm Dina from Team Club Northwest and we're here to do some yoga. So let's take a few moments and we're just going to bring ourselves here. We're going to slow down from whatever's gone on in our day. We're breathing through our nose, mouth closed as always, starting with that Ujjayi breath. So taking a big inhale and letting your belly push on outward. And on the exhale, we let it go. Inhale, feel expansion, fill the lungs all the way to the lowest part with breath. Exhale, let it go. Just take a few moments to reset the energy and allow yourself to completely focus on your journey and your yoga practice. Let's use the breath as our guide today. So anytime we feel a little distracted, find our minds wandering somewhere, just bring yourself back to your breath. Refocus, finding that equal part inhale to your exhale. For most of us, 3 or 4 seconds on our inhale to an equal 3 or 4 seconds on our exhale is the most attainable, the most comfortable. But if that doesn't work for you, please adjust your breath to where you are in complete focus. When you're feeling ready, let's go ahead, blink the eyes on open. Let's take those shoulders and just shrug them up real high and let them drop down. Let's take our right arm up and we're going to stretch that right side. And bringing that right arm up and over. Let's take that left arm over and a big stretch. And arm up and over. Taking an easy spinal twist, right hand over to the left knee. Taking an inhale and get that space. Imagine you're lengthening the top of the head towards your ceiling and twist. Untwisting yourself, bringing yourself back to center. Let's switch sides. Inhale, finding that lengthened space. Exhale, twist, gazing over your right shoulder. And bringing your head back to center. Let's take that left hand and we're just going to gently touch the right ear, a little bit of weight. You can also drop the left ear towards the shoulder without adding any weight. Let the right hand find the mat, getting that stretch on the shoulder and in the neck. Bring your head back up to center. And always we switch sides. So right hand, left ear. Let your left hand rest on the mat as you let your right ear drop toward your right shoulder. Let's bring our head on up. We're going to take ourselves long ways and have the fingers pointing forward, coming into our reverse plank. So we're going to lift those hips. Flatten the feet towards the floor. Chin can either be tucked in or let your head drop back. Lift the belly button up to the sky. Lift, lift, lift. Feel that stretch in the back of the arms. Lower yourself back on down. Let's take the hands up and fold forward. First little fold, maybe it's gentle. If you want to have a bend in the knees, accessing the low back. Reach those arms back on up. Bring the hands back into the heart. Let's take those hands back one more time. Take an inhale and lift those hips up nice and high. Coming into a reverse plank. Feel that stretch in the backs of the arms. And once again, lower those hips down, bringing the chin back to neutral. Taking our hands up and forward folding once again. And we'll bring our hands up and back to our namaste hands. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves on up to standing. We never round the back. We always want to lead with the heart to avoid any injury. And let the hands roll up. The shoulders roll up, down, and back. Hands at the sides. Let's take those hands to the heart, and as we sweep up, we're going to swan dive forward, and let's lift the heart flat back. If your back is feeling tight, a little softness on those knees. Exhale, drop the head. Inhale, let's reach arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, let's reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Let's lift the heart and let the head drop. We're going to cross the right foot over the left. Let those hands rest. Drop the head. Find your weight equally rooted on both feet. Take your inhale and reach those arms up. And as we let that left hand come to the side, we'll stretch open. Let's bring those hands together and in. Uncross the feet. Let's come on up. That's our inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. And this time, left foot crosses over the right. Little forward fold here. Lift the heart. Let the head drop. Inhale, come on up. And let's bring that right hand to the side and stretch the left side open with the legs still crossed. Let's bring that arm up and down. Uncross the feet. Let's work from the front edge of the mat. With our hands at heart, we're taking an inhale and working the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Lift your heart flat back. Let's bring the hands to the mat and walk back to our plank. We're going to lower down and come into our upward facing dog. As we roll the toes under, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Flat back as your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's reach those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, swan dive. Lift the heart, hands to the mat. Walk it back to plank. Let's lower down. Upward facing dog. Scoop your chest through. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Flat back on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, come up. Exhale, swan dive. Flat back, hands to the mat as we bring it back to our plank. Lower down and upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Look between the hands and walking or even hopping the feet to the front edge of the mat. Lift the heart, forward fold. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, swan dive. Flat back, hands to the mat. Walk it back to your plank. Lower down. Upward dog. Downward dog. Walk or hop the feet between the hands. Lift the heart. Flat back. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, it's up. Exhale, swan dive. Lift the heart, hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Let's find that maximum stretch in down dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Heels aim toward the mat, but focus on lengthening the spine. Let's go ahead, drop the knees and roll on back to a child's pose. Use your child's pose as a resting posture anytime you need to take a little break. Let's gaze between the hands, roll on back up, and walk the feet forward. Leading with the heart, let the chest come back on up, hands to the side. So that was our sun salutation A. We're going to work through the alphabet and we're going to move on into our B salutation, a little bit more strenuous. So we're going to take those hands and we're going to come on up into a chair, Uttanasana, and exhale, we're diving forward. Let's lift our heart flat back, hands to the mat, and back to our plank. Lower down, lift the heart, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. We're stepping the right foot between the hands, drop the left heel, come up to warrior one. And hands to the mat, downward facing dog. You can rest or plank, lower down chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Left foot between the hands, warrior one. And hands to the mat, back to down dog, plank, lower down, upward dog, downward dog, Walk or hop the feet forward. Flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, chair. And as we stand up, hands a little bit behind the shoulders for back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale, let's do our chair. Swan dive forward. Flat back, hands to the mat, to our plank. Lower down. Up dog. Down dog. Right forward, drop the left. Warrior one. Hands to the mat, to down dog. If you need a break, here's a good place, or plank. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Left forward, warrior one. Hands to the mat, down dog. Plank, lower down, up dog, down dog. Walk our feet forward. Flat back, forward fold into our chair. Reach those arms up and over. Hands to heart. Once again, into our chair. Strengthen those thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, hands to the mat. Plank. Lower down. Up dog. Down dog. Right forward, warrior one. Hands to mat, down dog. Plank, lower down, up dog, down dog. Left forward, warrior one. Can take 1 to 5 breaths here. Hands to the mat, down dog. Plank, lower down, up dog, down dog. Walk the feet forward. Flat back. Forward fold into our chair. And inhale up, hands over, hands to heart. So that was our B sequence. We're going to work through to the C sequence. So the A, B's, and C's of the Surya Namaskar series. So hands to the heart. Sometimes C will be called a moon salutation. So we'll do a variation of it. We're bringing those arms up. And in C, we swan dive forward. We're going to lift the heart. And on this one, as we frame the feet, we're stepping the right foot back. So we're going to stay on those hands. If you want to use blocks, you can. So blocks can always be used here as an extension of the arms. So as we work through, put the blocks to the side, come into your down dog, plank. Now in C, we traditionally do Ashtanga Pranam as we drop the knees. Chest straight down between those thumbs, keep the tail up as we slide through, elbows are tight to the ribs, in a low cobra. Toes roll under, downward facing dog. Let's step that right foot forward And again, if you want to use blocks, you can bring them back. And step the left forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, swan dive. Let's lift the heart and we're stepping the right back. Back to that lunge. Hands to the mat, down dog. Plank. Knees. Chest, chin, cobra. Remember, elbows are tight to the ribs. Engage the glutes by squeezing the knees off the mat. And toes roll under to down dog. Your right forward, either on the fingertips or blocks. Left forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, swan dive. Lifting the heart, once again, right back. And this time we'll drop that knee, extend the toe. So adding a few variations to a classic C. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Plank, knees, chest, chin, cobra. Down dog. Left forward, drop the right. Back foot forward. Inhale, up and around. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, swan dive. Flat back. Right back. Drop the knee, extend the toe. Hands to mat, downward facing dog. Plank, knees, chest, chin, cobra. Down dog. Right forward, drop the left knee. Left forward. Inhale, let's bring it on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, come up. Exhale, swan dive. Lift the heart. Right back, drop the knee, extend the toe. So if we want to use a block, we can have the block under the right hand, and we'll sweep that left arm up. Bring the hands back to frame your front foot. Step it back. Down dog. Plank. Knees. Chest. Chin. Cobra. Downward dog. Right forward, drop the left. So we're in that low lunge. And adding the twist, so you can use a block under that left hand as you bring the right arm up. Hands back to the mat. Roll the back toe under, step the back forward. Inhale, let's rise all the way up, and hands to heart. So that's our C sequence with some variations. So let's come on down to our mat. Do a little hip opening. We're going to take that right leg underneath and take that left leg just on top. So we want to make sure our toes are in line with the front knee, and go ahead and let that left hip hit the mat. If you're having issues getting that left hip on the mat, then go ahead and straighten the right leg. Either way will work. We'll take that right arm and wrap it in front, and a little twist. Back to our center. Let's go ahead and wrap those legs the other direction. So as that right leg crosses over the left this time, make sure that right hip is hitting the mat. Wrap that arm around. Little spinal twist. Back to center. Let's go ahead and straighten those legs out. Coming into our single leg forward fold. So we'll take that right knee up, bend the right knee with the foot into the thigh. If you find your knee is hanging out up here, if there's any discomfort, I encourage you to take a block under the knee so that there's no tension in the hip or the knee. We're going to activate that foot, reach the arms up, and as we hinge forward, hands might come to your shin, your ankle, or toes. Lengthen the spine and hinge forward. Little tuck of the chin in to keep your spine in good alignment. Inhale, bring those arms up and hands into the heart. I encourage you to hold the pose anywhere from 3 to 10 breaths. Go ahead, take that knee up and we'll switch sides, bending the opposite knee. Sole of the foot just rests against the inside of the thigh. It doesn't go underneath. We activate the heel of the extended leg. And if you supported the knee on the first side, I encourage you to support the knee on the second. So we take our hands, we reach up, we find that space in the spine. Exhale as we hinge forward. Hands might rest on the ankle, the shin, or we might reach the toes. We inhale, exhale, chin tucks into the chest. If you have trouble reaching your toes, feel free to use a towel or a yoga strap around the ball of the foot, just lengthening the arms. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. Hands into the heart. Let's stretch both legs down the mat. You want to make sure you're not squeezing or pinching anything underneath. So a little rock side to side so you feel those sit bones both anchor to the floor. Let's take those arms up and forward fold once again. Let the hands rest where they feel comfortable. Have a little softness in the knees so you don't overwork. Even a little bending up as you bring the belly to the thighs. You can slowly lower down the knees. anywhere from 3 to 10 breaths. Inhale, let's bring it up. Hands into the heart. We're going to roll on down to our back. Bring the knees into the chest. Gently hug your knees in. Rock side to side. Arms reach out and knees drop over to your right. Let the right hand rest on the top of the left thigh for a spinal twist. Knees center and to the opposite side. Adding a little intensity to the spinal twist. Left hand to the top of the right thigh. Knees center. Let's give them a hug. Squeeze the forehead in. And going back to a more natural breath as we let the legs stretch down the mat, coming into Shavasana, final relaxation. Once you find your Shavasana, your corpse pose, completely let go. Feel that relaxation in the arms and legs. Let the shoulders and hips surrender, and let the light and love in your heart fill in all of those spaces you've created. I encourage you to stay in your Shavasana from anywhere to 3 to 10 minutes. Give yourself enough time to let this practice come one, and let your muscle memory take in all of the great work you've done. When you're feeling ready, come on out of the Shavasana by rolling onto your right side. Push yourself up. And we bring our hands to the heart center. Thank yourself for rolling out the mat and taking a little bit of you time today. I'm Dina from Team Club Northwest here in Grants Pass, Oregon. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you on the mat. Namaste.